Go ahead and flip that page, turn the calendar, Islanders. It is December the 1st, and this is one of my favorite shows of the entire month. In today's show, the December Cruise Preview Show, we will lay out some things that we're keeping our eye on for the month. You could probably guess them. We will also share with you how many cruise ships are sailing with paying passengers this month. We will share with you which cruise line has the most number of ships sailing. We'll share what ships are returning, and we're going to talk about a theme that you could probably guess what it is to look out for this month. Omicron. It's here, and there's lots of reaction, including reaction from the U.S. government, which we will find out tomorrow in 24 hours. Some new protocols and stipulations and maybe even quarantine for people entering the United States from abroad. Could that include cruise ship passengers? Let's talk about everything right now in our cruise preview show for the month of December, right here on Island Time. A big happy Wednesday, Islanders. And first, let me thank you for this. 3,900 subscribers. How about that? Since late May, 3,900. I'm shooting for 4,000 by Christmas Day. Can I get 100 subscribers? I'm asking you now. I haven't asked in a while. Please, if you are not an Islander and you love cruising and cruise news, and most importantly, an awesome cruise community and family, hit subscribe right now. Ring the bell to receive notifications when we go live and we have updates just like we had yesterday. How about the day we had yesterday? I can't believe it's only Wednesday. We've had a full week already. Thank you so much for everyone who contributed yesterday. Christopher and Charles and Mike. We had one show that said, hey, this could happen. There could be some canceled sailings on the Carnival Horizon. And then 2 hours later, we had a video that said, hey, unfortunately, that was true. I hope all of you who are cruising during those weeks, December the 5th, December the 11th on the Carnival Horizon, that you've been able to rebook. I heard from Pam. Pam sent me an email and said, hey, because of your shows, I actually found out my cruise was canceled before I received the email. So we don't necessarily want that to happen, but that's one reason why we're here, is to help each other. Thank you so much. And how about this? Let's get into the December cruise preview. Here's some numbers for you. How about this? In the month of December, there will be, okay, as far as we know, unless something changes, 239 cruise ships are set to operate. 239. That is from 68 brands, and that is, of course, across the world. That's not just here in North America. That's according to numbers from Cruise Industry News. For the month of December, there are 28 ships coming back globally into commission and that are going to sail with paying passengers. Capacity, how many berths, how many beds does that add to the current inventory for cruising? That number is 425,000 berths are going to be back in service on those 28 ships. These are larger ships that are coming back into service. That is an over 8% increase in the number of capacity. So, of course, these ships are not going to be at 100% capacity. Those numbers were expected to rise. We'll see if that happens, though, in the month of December. Which cruise line is sailing the most number of ships currently? Who would you think? Here's who it is. Royal Caribbean International is going to be the largest brand cruising with the most number of ships in December, with 20 ships sailing, followed by Carnival Cruise Line. Carnival has 17 ships sailing. MSC comes in third with 13 ships, and Norwegian is fourth with 11 ships. The Brilliance will return from Tampa, the Enchantment from Baltimore for Royal Caribbean, and Carnival will welcome back finally the Conquest. My very first cruise was on the Carnival Conquest out of New Orleans. It was a honeymoon cruise. The Conquest is finally coming back to Miami. And big news, because the newly refurbished, we've been waiting, and finally it's going to be here, the Radiance. Tren is going to be happy because Tren's going on the Radiance soon, selling from Long Beach. How about that? So all kinds of things going on this month. It's going to be hard to top last month. November was an awesome month for ports, all the port news we had, capacity levels as well. What's going to happen in December? That's the question. Honestly, I feel like I'm stepping back in time. I know you're following the news just like I do, and it feels like we're almost where we're at a year ago, with travel bans and advisories out not to visit certain countries, fear and anxiety, and some of it is we just don't know exactly what's going on yet. But I feel like we've taken a step back. One thing I want to note is that we are 45 days away from the conditional sell order issued by the CDC from expiring. That happens in mid-January. The CDC has already said we are not going to extend the conditional sell order. We are not going to issue a new conditional sell order. Of course, all of that was before Omicron. Can they step back and say, no, we're going to stay in the cruise ship business regulation authority a little bit longer? Will they do that? I have no clue. They have grounds to do it. We're going to see if it happens. I don't know if it will, but I think it's interesting to watch this month in December if the CDC steps in any way. We're going to see what happens with it. What else is going to happen in December? We may find out more tomorrow. Tomorrow, President Biden is scheduled to address the nation and address especially some new measures that are going to be taken to limit the spread of Omicron, this Omicron variant. We've already seen action by several countries in the world, including the United States, on stopping travel from certain parts of the world. But some of the things that are in talks, let me say that, they're just in talks right now, will have impact on the cruise industry. Okay, let's get to this right here. U.S. officials are looking to require everyone entering the United States from international flights to be tested 1 day before you board your flight to come over. Okay, so far cruise ships we have not had to do this. We haven't had to test to come back into the country. As it stands right now, and everything that I read, we're going to stay that way unless something is groundbreaking, brand new, but it's something to watch. Okay, the administration could announce tomorrow that everyone who gets off of a cruise ship has to be tested among re-entry. I don't know how the logistics of that would even work, but it's not off the table. I'm telling you that right now. Those who are flying internationally and coming back, you'll have to be tested within 1 day instead of the current 3 days. And again, that's for flying, not cruising, okay? Regardless of your vaccination status or country of departure, okay? The administration is also looking at all travelers getting retested once they get back home to their destination within 3 to 5 days of your arrival. Again, that's for flying, okay? Cruising, right now you're being tested 2 days before still, but there may be announcements tomorrow. In addition to this, the administration is debating a controversial proposal that will require all travelers, including U.S. citizens, unvaccinated and vaccinated, to self-quarantine for 7 days upon return from your international trip. A cruise, of course, is an international trip. You're going to international waters, you're going to other countries, you're visiting other islands and cultures. Could this idea and proposal include the cruise industry and cruise passengers? Could you imagine, cruisers, you take off your week for your cruise, and now maybe tomorrow we will see you come back home and you're told you have to self-isolate in quarantine for 7 days. That's what the federal government, the CDC, recommends. We will see. It's not out there yet, but I'm telling you, it's on the table, okay, for December. And there's even such talk as fines and penalties if you don't self-quarantine. I don't know. We will see, okay? These two measures of testing one day before flying, testing when you get back home, and self-quarantine are all in this draft public health order. They're working on this public health order right now, and it's very aggressive. And there's still a lot that's not known. We had a show on Monday, where we talked about maybe there's some overreaction. There's still a lot that's not known, but I'm telling you, we will know more tomorrow, and the announcements tomorrow could impact the cruise industry, okay? Now with this December cruise preview show, I also want to say this. We're not putting all of our chips on tomorrow, December the 2nd, okay? Am I sweating December the 2nd in this announcement? Yes. Honestly, I'm sweating tomorrow and what's going to be said and shared. But if we make it through tomorrow, I'm going to breathe a little breath of release, and anxiety is gone, but we're not through the woods. There's still so many questions out there and so many unknowns that we may find something out a week from now, 2 weeks from now, that could impact cruising. My advice to you is the same advice that I have for me and my wife and my friends and family who are cruising in 17 days. That's right, I check in tonight for the Carnival Vista December the 18th cruise. My advice to you, you've booked your cruise. You've paid for your cruise. You've booked hotels, flights, you've taken off of work, found babysitters, house sitters, dog sitters. You've worked for this. You're excited about this. Keep the excitement. Cruise lines are going to keep you safe. We have to be vaccinated. We're going to be tested before we get on the ship. Feel comfortable and confident in cruising. Keep your mind on that. As news breaks, if there's news tomorrow that impacts cruising or later this month, we'll see what happens. The administration, the CDC, they're in no place right now to shut down cruising. There's no reason to at all. But more scrutiny, we will see it. The month of December, we will see the media start to ask questions. Should we be cruising? Okay, should we continue in this environment to be cruising? And some of the questions may be good for us because as cruise lines, we're looking to increase their capacity, especially for Christmas and New Year's, and those sailings that literally could sell out, okay? They look to increase it. They may not. Capacity was going to be one of my items and themes for this month, but I've changed it because I don't think cruise lines will raise capacity in this time of concern. I think they'll keep them where they're at just so we can keep moving in the right direction. There's so many things to watch for this month, and we will be right here every single day on top of it, and I hope you will too. How can you do that? Subscribe to our channel. Thank you for 3,900 subscribers. Follow us right here on YouTube, on Facebook. Our Facebook page is always going and interactive. And if you have questions, always ask them. If I don't answer, an Islander will. Matter of fact, a lot of times an Islander, a fellow Islander, beats me to it, okay? I hope you have a great Wednesday evening and a great rest of the week. We'll be back tomorrow to share cruise news and impacts of this decision right here on Island Time.